I just want to update you on that news coming into us from New Orleans in Louisiana. CBS News are now reporting that there have been fatalities in the city of New Orleans after a vehicle has apparently driven into crowds on Bourbon Street, crowds who would have been out celebrating the beginning of 2025. Bourbon Street, which is in the French Quarter of the city, is a street synonymous with partying. It's where Mardi Gras is held, and at this time of year, of course, you've had many people out celebrating the new year and also looking ahead to a huge college football game today that's being held. The Sugar Bowl in New Orleans is going to be held today. It's between two big college football teams, Georgia and Notre Dame, and extra people will have been in the city to watch that game and, of course, bring in the new year. These are the latest pictures that we've got coming in from the city. As CBS News report, there have apparently been fatalities as a result of this vehicle crashing into crowds on Bourbon Street. As I say, it's a world-famous street. The area, the French Quarter, is a place where people from all over the country and all over the world travel to mark Mardi Gras, and at this time of year, of course, bring in the new year. It's likely that the street will have been very busy. There would have been a number of parties planned as reported. It's not clear how many people have been injured as a result of this incident of a vehicle driving into crowds on the street. But the street is likely to have been very busy. Local media saying unconfirmed number of people have been injured, but fatalities. A number of people have been killed as a result of this particular incident. The city, as I say, had increased security measures because of the fact that Sugar Bowl was going to be held today, that big college football game between Georgia and Notre Dame. So people from those two teams will have been in the city as well ahead of that match, and it's likely that many people will have been on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter celebrating 2025 and the beginning of the new year. So CBS News reporting via the Reuters news agency that there have now been fatalities in New Orleans after a vehicle has apparently driven into a crowd on Bourbon Street. Now, these are live pictures that we are getting coming in from New Orleans. You can see emergency services there at an intersection in the French Quarter. It's reported that this incident of a vehicle ploughing into people on the street happened at the intersection of Bourbon Street and Iberville. That is in the city's French Quarter. As I say, it's an area of the city world famous. People coming from all over the country and all over the world to mark Mardi Gras, and of course will have been there in huge numbers ahead of the celebrations for New Year's Eve. Thousands of people flocking to this area of the city to celebrate and bringing the new year. And of course, those celebrations seemingly interrupted by a mass casualty event. Fatalities, a number of fatalities reported after a vehicle has apparently slammed into people who will have been partying in the streets. There are bars and clubs lining the French Quarter. Many of the buildings that we're looking at there are likely to be venues where people will have been having fun, having drinks and dancing and enjoying themselves, marking the beginning of 2025. And you can see now streets clear, rubbish strewn along the street, and a couple of officers there and a police vehicle. As the investigation, I guess, now begins into exactly what happened here. Not clear at this stage how many people have been killed or injured, but there are reports of fatalities, as we're saying. CBS News in the United States reporting that now, as are local media, that there has been a serious incident in New Orleans, as a number of people have been killed following a vehicle ploughing into people on Bourbon Street, the intersection of Iberville in the French Quarter. We'll keep an eye on developments in New Orleans as and bring them to you as soon as we get them here on Sky News. But just that latest update, there are now reports of fatalities following this incident in the city at around 3:15 in the morning. We'll bring you the very latest as we get it throughout the day.